Okay, so this is what we get. I'm not very impressed so far with the Zero Paint Semi-Gloss Black, but I'll tell you what I did. I tried two different approaches with it. I've painted the chassis using a kind of high pressure. It says on the label to paint between 15 and 40 psi, which is a big gap. So I think for myself, well, maybe it works well between that kind of pressures, so I did two things. As I said, chassis high pressure, I did it around 30 psi, and this is what I've got. It's a terrible finish, you can hear. It has some kind of texture. No good, no good at all. And then I've tried with a lower pressure setting. It looks a bit better, but still a bit rough on some parts, like here, but a lot better. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to strip the chassis and this part of the diffuser. I still didn't paint it on the other side, but here I used the same high pressure setting, and it came out with the same rough texture on it. But before I do any kind of critics to the paint, I want to ask you guys if you have used this paint or you still use it, and what did I do wrong, because even with the lower pressure setting it's still a bit rough. Not the same as here, but a bit rough too. So if you have any tips for me how to use this paint, I really appreciate it. So what I'm going to do with this paint is, and this may work as some kind of advice for you guys. See this little box in here? This is what I use to strip paint from the parts. It's not a small box because, as you can see, I already have some bodies here. And if you're wondering what's in here, pretty simple. It's IPA, or isopropylic alcohol, and this is what I use to strip the paint from the cars. Some people use brake fluid. I wouldn't advise it because I've used it sometimes, and what happens? It has some kind of reaction to the plastic and dries out the plastic, and it will eventually crack. So I switch it to IPA, and the results are fantastic. I'll just let it sit here for some hours, and then I'll show you how to remove the paint. It's pretty easy, and the results are fantastic. To finish this part of the video, You see here I've already started assembling some photo etch, which I want to show you guys how these, especially these brake discs, are assembled. There are, believe it or not, 15 parts in here. It's lots of work, but a pretty amazing part in the end. So I'll leave this for another video. So as I said before, I'll ask again if you guys have used this zero paint semi-gloss black and know exactly how to use it and know what I did wrong. Just please tell me so I can improve this rough finish with this paint, because I don't think that the problem is with the paint, but with me. Until then, take care guys, and see you later.